In the world's largest democracy, prime ministers have risen and fallen. But no leader has dominated India's political landscape in the 21st century like Narendra Damodar Das Modi. He didn't just win elections. He reshaped Indian politics. He built a brand so powerful that it changed how campaigns work, how media operates, and how power is maintained. To his supporters, he is a visionary who rebuilt a nation. To his critics, he is a symbol of rising authoritarianism. But both sides agree on one thing: Narendra Modi is not just a politician. He is a phenomenon. This is the story of a man who rose from the margins, then rewired the system from within. The story of political instinct, media strategy, power, and consequence. This is Narendra Modi.
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा।
Narendra Modi was born on September 17, 1950, in the small town of Vadnagar, Gujarat. His family belonged to the Ganchiteli community, categorized as OBC in India. His father ran a tea stall near the local railway station, and yes, he did help his father sell tea. Growing up during post-independence India, Modi's early life wasn't defined by wealth or privilege, but by ambition. Teachers described him as a quiet observer. Friends say he liked discipline, nationalism, mythology, and public speaking.
जब आप छोटे थे, क्या आप अच्छे स्टूडेंट थे? आपके इंटरेस्ट क्या थे इस टाइम?
मैं एक बहुत ही सामान्य विद्यार्थी रहा। मैं कोई किसी भी प्रकार से कोई मुझे नोटिस करे ऐसा नहीं था। लेकिन मेरे एक टीचर थे वेलजी भाई चौधरी करके, वो मेरे प्रति बहुत वो रखते थे। तो एक दिन वो मेरे पिताजी को मिलने गए थे। मेरे पिताजी को कह रहे थे इसके अंदर इतनी टैलेंट है, लेकिन ये कोई ध्यान नहीं केंद्रित करता है, ऐसे ही है, जबाती बातें की चीजें करता रहता है। तो बोले हर चीज इतनी जल्दी ग्रास्प करता है, लेकिन फिर अपनी दुनिया में खो जाता है। तो वेलजी भाई की मुझसे बहुत अपेक्षा थी, मेरे वेलजी भाई चौधरी की। तो मेरे टीचरों का मुझ पर प्यार बहुत रहता था, लेकिन मुझे ज्यादा पढ़ना है, अगर उसमें कंपटीशन का एलिमेंट है तो मैं शायद उससे दूर भागता था। मुझे कोई उसमें रुचि नहीं थी। ऐसे ही परीक्षा पास कर लो भाई, निकाल दो, ऐसा ही रहता था। लेकिन और एक्टिविटी में बहुत करता था। कुछ भी नई चीज है तो उसको तुरंत पकड़ लेना, ये मेरा नेचर था।
At 17, Narendra Modi left home. To this day, what he did during those 2 years remains partly a mystery.
मेरा केस थोड़ा विचित्र है। बहुत छोटी आयु में मैंने घर छोड़ दिया। घर छोड़ा मतलब सब कुछ छोड़ा मैंने, किसी से हमारा संपर्क नहीं था, तो बहुत बड़ा गैप हो गया। तो मेरा कोई कांटेक्ट नहीं था, किसी से कुछ लेना देना भी नहीं।
His official biography says he traveled across India, wandering through ashrams, the Himalayas, and the Northeast, searching for spiritual purpose. Some biographers question this period, pointing out inconsistencies. But what is clear, Modi returned with a new direction. He wanted to join a lifetime mission. In 1971, Modi formally joined the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, the RSS, India's largest voluntary nationalist organization. For the next decade, he would live, learn, and rise through its ranks. The RSS gave him three things that would shape his rise later: organization, ideology, and a network. He was assigned as a full-time organizer. He traveled constantly, built connections at the grassroots, and mastered the art of mobilization. This wasn't politics yet, it was preparation. In 1975, democracy in India was suspended when Prime Minister Indira Gandhi declared the emergency. Opposition leaders were jailed. Political voices were silenced. But the RSS resisted underground. Modi played a key role in circulating messages and planning resistance operations covertly. It was during this time he learned a crucial truth about power: control the message, control the people.
लोकतंत्र में आपातकाल में क्या कुछ जुल्म नहीं हुए थे, इससे बड़ी धमकियां क्या होती, लेकिन ये देश झुका नहीं था।
1975 25 जून वो ऐसी काली रात थी जो कोई भी लोकतंत्र प्रेमी भुला नहीं सकता है, कोई भारतवासी भुला नहीं सकता है। एक प्रकार से देश को जेल खाने में बदल दिया गया था, विरोधी स्वर को दबोच दिया गया था। जयप्रकाश नारायण सहित देश के गणमान्य नेताओं को जेलों में बंद कर दिया था। न्याय व्यवस्था भी आपातकाल के उन भयावह रूप की छाया से बच नहीं पाई थी। अखबारों को तो पूरी तरह बेकार कर दिया गया था। आज के पत्रकारिता जगत के विद्यार्थी, लोकतंत्र में काम करने वाले लोग उन काले कालखंड को बार बार स्मरण करते हुए लोकतंत्र के प्रति जागरूकता बढ़ाने के निरंतर प्रयास करते रहे हैं और करते भी रहने चाहिए। इटर्नल विजिलेंस इज द प्राइस ऑफ लिबर्टी। लोकतंत्र के प्रति नित्य जागरूकता जरूरी होती है और इसलिए लोकतंत्र को आघात करने वाली बातों को भी स्मरण करना होता है और लोकतंत्र की अच्छी बातों की दिशा में आगे बढ़ना होता है।
After years of building grassroots influence in the RSS, Modi was deputed to its political wing, the Bharatiya Janata Party. His organizational ability and strategic discipline quickly earned him attention. By the early 1990s, he was no longer just a party worker, he was becoming a strategist. He helped manage election campaigns in Gujarat and later worked closely with senior leader L.K. Advani during the Ram Janmabhoomi movement.
जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम, अडवाणी जी तुम आगे बढ़ो, जय श्री राम, 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 जय श्री राम। जिंदाबाद जिंदाबाद अडवाणी जी जिंदाबाद 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 श्रीलाल की शेरवानी जिंदाबाद श्रीलाल की शेरवानी.
In 2001, Gujarat was shaken, first by a devastating earthquake, second by political unrest within the ruling BJP. Criticism over earthquake relief, local election losses, and rising internal rifts weakened Keshubhai Patel's government, creating a demand for new leadership. That's when Narendra Modi was flown in from Delhi and, in a surprise move, appointed Chief Minister of Gujarat.
હું નરેન્દ્ર દામોદરદાસ મોદી
ઈશ્વરના નામે સોગંદ લઉં છું
ઈશ્વરના નામે સોગંદ લઉં છું
અને હું ગુજરાત રાજ્યના મુખ્યમંત્રી તરીકેના
અને હું ગુજરાત રાજ્યના મુખ્યમંત્રી તરીકેના
મારા કર્તવ્યો શ્રદ્ધાપૂર્વક
He had never held elected office before. This was his first real test of leadership and power. On February 27, 2002, a train coach carrying Hindu pilgrims caught fire in Godhra. 59 people died. The incident triggered one of the worst outbreaks of communal violence in India's history. Hindu-Muslim riots broke out across Gujarat, claiming over 1,000 lives, mostly Muslims, according to official records. Modi's government was accused of failing to stop the violence. Some critics, activists, and political opponents alleged state complicity. Modi denied all allegations. In 2012, India's Supreme Court appointed SIT found no prosecutable evidence against Modi. The case was closed. But politically, the event would follow him forever. Modi was now a national figure, controversial, unignorable. After 2002, Modi executed one of the most aggressive image transformations in Indian politics. He stopped talking about identity and started talking about development. He launched vibrant Gujarat summits, attracting multi-billion-dollar investments, and repositioned himself as a pro-business reformer. While critics accused him of promoting crony capitalism, supporters said he brought efficiency, infrastructure, and jobs. Modi didn't just run a state. He built a brand. He mastered political communication, micro-targeting voters, dominating headlines, and using social media before most politicians understood it.
સુરત, વડોદરા, અમદાવાદ અને રાજકોટ સૌ વાલા નાગરિક ભાઈઓ અને બહેનો, ભારત માતા કી, ભારત માતા કી, ભારત માતા કી.
By 2013, he wasn't just a state leader anymore, he was a national force. The BJP needed a face for 2014. The choice was obvious. By 2012, Narendra Modi had outgrown Gujarat. He wasn't just a chief minister anymore, he was a national contender. But there was a problem. The BJP already had senior leaders, L.K. Advani, Sushma Swaraj, Arun Jaitley, people who had been in line for the top job. Modi didn't wait for permission. He built momentum. He built pressure. He built inevitability.
The BJP is having a tradition to announce prime ministerial candidate before Lok Sabha election. We have done the same for Lok Sabha elections from 96 to 2009. On this issue, the parliamentary board of BJP met today and decided that Sri Narendra Modi will be our prime ministerial candidate for the coming Lok Sabha election.
The Congress-led government was collapsing under corruption scandals, 2G, Colgate, Commonwealth Games. India's economy was slowing. Public anger was rising. Modi crafted a simple narrative. I am not here to rule. I am here to rebuild. He promised jobs, growth, dignity, and a stronger India. And then came three words that became a movement.
यार आजकल सिर्फ दो ही बातों की चर्चा है, भ्रष्टाचार और भ्रष्टाचार।
सही कहा। टिकट लेने जाओ तो भ्रष्टाचार, जमीन के कागज तो भ्रष्टाचार,
और यहाँ तक कि स्कूल में बच्चों को दाखिला दिलवाना हो तो भ्रष्टाचार।
यार इस भ्रष्टाचार को मिटाने के लिए ना कोई सही नीति और साफ नियत वाला सरकार बनाएगा ना तो सब बदल जाएगा।
करेक्ट। मोदी जी को जितवाएंगे, भाजपा को बहुमत दिलवाएंगे, तभी तो अच्छे दिन आएंगे।
This wasn't just a slogan. It was hope packaged as policy. No Indian election had ever seen this level of strategy. Modi's campaign used micro-targeting, WhatsApp groups, Twitter armies, influencer pages, and 3D hologram rallies. One leader, hundreds of simultaneous rallies. He didn't just campaign. He engineered narrative dominance. For critics, this was the rise of propaganda. For strategists, it was a masterclass in political communication. India doesn't elect a president. But Modi changed that. He made the election personal, not BJP versus Congress, but Modi versus everyone. Meanwhile, Congress had a leadership crisis. Rahul Gandhi was seen as inexperienced. Modi framed him as Shehzada, the privileged prince. It worked. On May 16, 2014, history changed. The BJP won 282 seats, a single-party majority not seen in India for 30 years. One slogan summed it up.
अब की बार मोदी सरकार.
For his supporters, it was a revolution. For his critics, it was the rise of a populist strongman. For India, it was a turning point.
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं संघ के प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक और शुद्ध अंतःकरण से निर्वहन करूंगा।
But campaigns are easy. Governance is not. What Modi did next would define India's future and his legacy. When Narendra Modi entered Delhi in 2014, he brought CEO-style governance to politics. Cabinet committees were dissolved. Decision-making was centralized. Ministries were pushed to deliver efficiency like startups. Modi wasn't just running a government, he was rebuilding state capacity. The world knew India for IT, but Modi wanted factories. In 2014 he launched Make in India, a plan to turn India into a global manufacturing hub. Companies like Foxconn, Boeing, Kia, and Apple suppliers began moving to India. But economists questioned, is India growing jobs fast enough to absorb millions of workers entering the economy every year? At 8 p.m. on November 8, 2016, Modi shocked the nation.
Brothers and sisters, to break the grip of corruption and black money, we have decided that the 500 rupee and 1000 rupee currency notes presently in use will no longer be legal tender.
500 and 1,000 rupee notes were banned overnight. The goal: fight black money, corruption, and terrorism financing. The result: 1.3 billion people stood in ATM lines.
कहते हैं राहत की बात है, आज पहली तारीख है लेकिन तारीख 2 हो चुकी है। कल पहली तारीख थी। कुछ लोग ऐसे जिनके अकाउंट में कल सैलरी आई, लेकिन अपनी ही सैलरी अपने ही अकाउंट से निकालने के लिए लोगों को कितना संघर्ष करना पड़ रहा है, इसका जवाब दे रही है ये लंबी लाइनें जो बैंक के बाहर मौजूद है, सेक्टर बैंक के सामने लगी हुई है। महिलाएं भी आई हैं, कुछ लोग ऐसे हैं जो अपना दफ्तर छोड़ गए हैं, तो कुछ महिलाएं ऐसी हैं जो अपने घरों के काम काज छोड़ के आई हैं कि अपनी सैलरी अपना पैसा निकलवा सके, लेकिन हालात है कि बदलने का।
Supporters called it bold reform. Critics called it an economic disaster. Years later, RBI confirmed over 99% of banned currency returned to banks, raising questions about its impact. Then came GST, Goods and Services Tax. It simplified India's messy tax system with a unified model. Logistics improved. Tax compliance improved. But small businesses struggled to adapt. A massive reform, but painful for small traders, a key BJP vote base. No Indian leader invested in personal diplomacy like Modi. He visited 65+ countries, built strategic ties with US, Japan, Israel, and UAE, balancing West and Russia while countering China. India became 5th largest economy in the world by 2019. Modi didn't hold a single open press conference in his first term. Instead, he spoke directly to citizens. Radio, social media, massive rallies. Critics accused the government of intimidating journalists, using IT cells to shape public opinion, and promoting nationalist sentiment to silence dissent. Supporters argue this isn't propaganda, it's narrative discipline. In February 2019, 40 Indian soldiers were killed in Pulwama by a Pakistan-based terror group.
In an extremely saddening news for India, at least 45 Central Reserve Police Force troopers were killed after an improvised explosive device exploded in Avantipura in Pulwama district on Thursday. The attack was reportedly carried out by a 20-year-old suicide bomber. Jaish-e-Mohammed has gone ahead to claim responsibility for the attack, which is being seen as the worst attack on the security personnel in the state in over a decade.
India struck back with airstrikes in Balakot.
A fleet of Indian Air Force aircraft had struck a Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorist camp in Pakistan's Balakot on February 26 in response to the killing of 40 Indian paramilitary personnel in a suicide bombing in Pulwama in India's Jammu and Kashmir on February 14. Indian Air Force Chief Rakesh Singh Bhatoria said on Wednesday that Balakot airstrike's message was clear that there will be a robust response to a terror attack from across the border.
Pulwama to Balakot, a turning point in 2019. The election became a national security referendum. Result: Modi returned with a bigger majority than 2014. But Modi's second term would be very different. This time, he moved fast. Very fast. And very hard. On August 5, 2019, Modi made his boldest move yet. Article 370, the law that gave special status to Jammu and Kashmir, was removed. The state was split into two union territories under direct central control. Supporters called it historic integration. Critics called it unconstitutional and undemocratic due to communication blackouts and army lockdown. Months later, another nationwide debate erupted: CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act, and NRC, National Register of Citizens. The law offered fast-track citizenship to refugees from 3 countries, but not Muslims. This triggered nationwide protests. Universities demonstrated. Shaheen Bagh became a movement. The government said, "This law only protects the persecuted. It does not target Indian Muslims." The country was divided. Identity politics was now mainstream. In November 2019, the Supreme Court allowed construction of Ram Mandir in Ayodhya, settling a dispute that shaped Indian politics for 30 years. For supporters, it was civilizational justice. For critics, it showed religion and state merging too closely. For Modi, it was a political victory decades in the making.
सदियों की प्रतीक्षा के बाद हमारे राम आ गए।
In 2020, 3 farm laws aimed at privatizing agriculture triggered India's largest protest movement in 40 years.
The protest, which began on November 26th, took place on the same day as an all-India strike by trade unions. On that day, tens of thousands of farmers from states neighboring India's capital, New Delhi, began marching to the city. They were demanding the withdrawal of 3 recently passed laws that will affect the prices they get for the produce and which they fear will lead to greater corporate entry into agriculture.
Farmers camped on highways for months. The government called reforms necessary. Farmers called them corporate takeover of agriculture. After a year of protest, the government repealed the laws.
आज मैं आपको, पूरे देश को ये बताने आया हूं कि हमने 3 कृषि कानूनों को वापस लेने का, रिपील करने का निर्णय लिया है। इस महीने के अंत में शुरू होने जा रहे संसद सत्र में, इसी महीने में, हम 3 कृषि कानूनों को रिपील करने की संविधान।
A rare retreat for Modi. Power met people, and people won. As Modi consolidated power, opposition parties weakened. Dozens of political leaders faced investigations by ED and CBI. Critics claimed misuse of agencies. The government said it was cleaning corruption. India began shifting from coalition era to centralization era. Power was no longer negotiated. Power was commanded. Behind Modi stands one of the most organized political machines in India. The RSS provides the cadre and ideological backbone. The BJP converts that structure into electoral victories and governance. Digital IT sells shape narratives in real time. Media alliances amplify messaging. Welfare schemes translate policy into mass voter loyalty. And Hindu nationalism mobilizes cultural identity. This is how Modi built a system that wins, and keeps winning. But every system has a shadow. And every rise has a cost. As Modi's political strength grew, so did concerns. Critics argue that dissent is shrinking in India. Journalists arrested under UAPA and sedition laws. Media houses raided for tax or foreign funding violations. Editors and reporters claim fear culture in newsrooms. The government rejects these allegations, saying, criticism is allowed, spreading lies isn't. But the debate is real. Is India still loud but less free? International think tanks have labeled India as an electoral autocracy and partly free democracy. Supporters dismiss them as Western bias. Critics say parliament is bypassed using ordinances and rushed bills. Supporters respond, it's not dictatorship. It's decisive governance. Modi came to power projecting strength, promising 56-inch leadership. But borders tested that claim. In 2020, India lost 20 soldiers in Galwan in its worst China clash since 1967. China still occupies over 1,000 square kilometers of territory claimed by India, according to analysts. The government responds, we will not discuss borders under pressure. India is growing fast, but job creation is slow. CMIE unemployment averaged 7 to 8%. 45% of India works in low-income agriculture. Youth unemployment over 23 to 25%. Government answer? Startup India, Make in India, PLI schemes, to build jobs plus manufacturing power. India became the world's 5th largest economy under Modi. Exports at record highs. FDI all-time high. But inequality widened. A report by Oxfam says, top 1% own over 40% of India's wealth. Growth is real. So is the gap.
देश आज एक महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय करने जा रहा है। आज रात 12 बजे से पूरे देश में, ध्यान से सुनिए, पूरे देश में आज रात 12 बजे से संपूर्ण देश में संपूर्ण लॉकडाउन होने जा रहा है। हिंदुस्तान को बचाने के लिए
In 2021, the Delta wave exposed India's weakest moment. Oxygen crisis. Hospital collapse. Families searching for beds. The government was accused of underestimating COVID, allowing mass rallies and religious gatherings. Supporters highlight Cowan, fastest vaccination rollout, 2 billion doses delivered, one of the world's largest vaccination drives. Modi called it a victory of 130 crore Indians. By 2024, one thing became clear. You can admire him, or you can oppose him. But you cannot ignore Narendra Modi. The 2024 general election was historic.
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा।
Narendra Modi became only the second prime minister after Jawaharlal Nehru to win 3 consecutive terms. His message was clear. This is not Modi's victory. This is the victory of every Indian who dreams. But behind the celebration was a deeper truth. Modi was no longer just a political figure. He had become a defining chapter in Indian history. For millions, Modi's legacy is transformation. UPI made digital money a part of daily life. Vande Bharat trains and expressways reshaped travel. India became the fastest growing major economy. ISRO reached the moon. Make in India revived manufacturing dreams. Atmanirbhar Bharat pushed national self-reliance. For his supporters, he didn't just run a government. He ran a mission. A movement. A mindset. History remembers leaders in one of 2 ways. As rulers, or as forces of change. Narendra Modi began as a boy at a railway station selling tea, and rose to lead 1.4 billion people. But his real legacy? It won't be written today. It will be written by the future, in the lives of every Indian still dreaming of India's tomorrow. Will Modi be remembered as the reformer who rebuilt a modern India, or a leader who centralized power like never before? That answer has not been written yet. Because this story, India's story, is still unfolding.
This is how legends are made.
If you found value in this deep dive, subscribe.